Welcome back, friends. The conclusion. Our last body. Exhibit A. This lone soul was bought off of the shelf. Brand new. Out of the box. Never got to live a day in its life. Let's take a closer look. This tablet was never great, friends. It never got to do what it does. Ever. Why it wasn't returned at that point, I've already previously stated, I don't know. I have another slight project I'm working on here. This needs wrapped up for today, but let's go with this one. For right now, we're going to put it back together, which is a simple enough process, you would think, not always. A little scary when they start snapping together. Don't let the cracks scare you, the little pops when you're snapping them back together. Often, that's just how it sounds. And the only cracks you worry about are snaps, pops, cracks, is when it's the screen. So we're going to go ahead, give me one moment here. I'm going to run over here and keep clicking. This is actually, can we do this? Can we do this here as well? Let's see if we can do this here. That's a mighty good question. Can we? We do have some USB. Perhaps I can. I never think of these things till after the fact, so we'll try and do it now while we're here. Okay, so do I have a mouse and a keyboard? Mouse. Connect. Yeah, this mouse is awful. I gotta get one with a new receiver. This one's just, the receiver's like kaput. I think it, sometimes, yeah, see now it's working. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Let's go there. So you're not catching this password. Alright, we are logging in. After it gets off that screen, we'll go ahead and check the repair thing. And let's check it. And we do have repair, we do have a cloned screen, so we're good. So we're going to hop around. We're going to work between this and the computer being repaired. Time being, let's get our screws back. And they're all the same size. I hope it's not entirely too loud today. As always, I adjusted some volume, trying to get a little bit better of an audio situation out there for you people. And I wanted to do this on Friday, but there just wasn't enough time due to going to work and this thing. We got a base charge in it. Let's recap for anybody that may not catch the first video. I'm not great at adding cards and links out to other, like the previous video and all that. I need to gain a little bit of meticulousness for my YouTube curating. But that's not in existence now. Some videos I do, some I don't. Recapping, we tore it apart. The battery's completely dead. Did not even register on the multimeter. We used an RC charger to just get the base voltage, to get it from 2.94 or 2.96 volts, which would be the minimum voltage, it was at 0, and we got it up to that base level and then took it to a high enough level after a few moments to where the actual motherboard in the unit itself would be able to charge the battery. That being said, I'm looking here. Wow, I almost have a way to show you this on the repair screen. Give me a moment. Let's hop on over to our repair quick. Where's my drive? There it be. And we are going to go with this. This is always good to run in safe mode. And you'll see that some computers, Windows 10 just will not reboot in safe mode. Yeah, let's get the update tool. Go ahead and download. Well, that's doing its thing. Let's get back on here. Okay, so here is, oh, I guess it don't go that far, does it? Here's our power on. We did leave it charged. It managed to charge all weekend. The battery icon with it off. Let's see what happens when it's off and we plug in a power source. Oh, it's on. Okay. Well, my black screen I didn't even pay attention to. Awesome. Look at that. Okay. Now, how is there an account if it never turned on? Maybe it turned on and just wasn't used? Okay, well, disregard off-the-shelf new. If it has an account, it obviously was turned on at some point. We were told she never used it by her. So, yeah. Apparently she did something. Now, are we going to be resetting it? Boy, what would you type for a password if you were this person? Okay, so we need to attempt to get a password. But our charging scenario did work. It's not very bright. Yeah, not very bright. Let me try and call. We'll get a password for that. And we have no phone number. Okay, so we have to wait for that. As always, ill-prepared for today. Amazing, though, that it was dead, nothing in the battery, and charging up a little revived it. And it's actually holding a charge. This must have turned on. Let's restart and see what happens. Alright, so we'll let that take a little restart. Alright, and our repair has opened up. And one other job that we're going to get out of here. We need to consult the browser on my computer. What we're looking up is something I have no clue. Well, that's a hard reset. Yeah. That's just a hard reset. Honestly, I don't think that's going to do anything. Our tablet here is back up. working. I like it. It charged. Success on that. We don't have a password. We shouldn't need it though. The whole issue was it wasn't charging, so we can call, and this thing should set a date. Let's try that. Let's see if we can get it connected to the Wi-Fi. Right? Look away, people. Look away. If we can get it connected to the Wi-Fi, then we should be able to hopefully will that date update on the home screen, like the day and the date? Or is that something we have to manually go in and change? So we are connected. Let's sleep it and wake it. Alright, we'll leave that there. The hard reset on this is the volume down and power button at the same time. However, I think this thing's dead and needs a charge now. Correct. So we're not going to have much for today. We'll focus on our cleanup, I suppose. That seems like the better route to take. We'll get that done. Right now I'm going to take and call the other guy quick, one of the bosses, and see about getting a phone number for this here. So give me one moment. We'll switch over. What does this look like? Can you actually see this on camera? Does it rip this color out too? You can kind of see it. So we got another magical black and green cloth. It's more, I guess it's more black than it is green, right? So I do have some more. This is for the podcast, which you'll have to tune into that to see it. But yeah, this is, I'm pretty sure if you see anybody online and they're doing those magical videos where they have that Harry Potter invisibility cloak and they can tune something to where it just shows whatever's behind them, like a static image, that's what they're doing. So anybody that's ever seen that and wondered about it, that's exactly how you do it. Hopping back here, multitasking while also playing. Isn't it fun? Okay, so we did find some errors found on the drive. We're going to open check disk at next boot, and we can fix the errors on the disk. Sometimes I do that, not very often. Normally it is fix errors on the disk, also locate bad sectors. I don't know you, quit calling me. So we will add that to the next boot. Is it? Okay, it is added. Let's go ahead to step 4. This is going to do basically an SFC / scan now. Am I not mistaken? No, that's what it is. So we'll let that go ahead and go through. Green screen work to be done. Lots of fun. Let's call the man. Give me one moment here. We're muting it. Okay, so no answer there. Oh, let's try the good old text. Should we email or text? What is the more beneficial way to do it? I guess we could. We'll just say call. stuff ended today. Let's hop back on over here and check our repair for a time being. 13%. This is going through pretty quick. I can't say for 100%. I'm not a professional. I don't know how every little aspect of a computer in Windows works. Some people think that people that work on this stuff do know that, but I don't. What I have noticed is the faster, like an SFC slash scan now, space slash scan now, or we'll just call it SFC, or scan now for short, the faster that completes, the better it is. And being that we're already up to 16, 17%, and then you also have the check disk, it's going to do it boot. The faster that goes, the better. So we'll let that happen. We can... What are we doing? We got stuff charging. Okay, so we need to get info from our neighbor, finish the repair, and we have a charge going into the Amazon. If you didn't catch that thumbs up with that symbol, the thumbs up I gave over that, that's awesome. And get this charge back in it. We're going to try and reset that. And then we have this one. And what else? Let's see what let's take a peek at some of these other bodies that we got laying around. What do we got up here? Okay, so that one's done. That can go back out the gate. We do have another one. Oh, this is going to be fun. This is an old computer, and we will fix that also today. I don't know about during the stream. I had not expected yet, but I may have a commitment to fulfill. If this person online gets back to me, I'm supposed to buy another camera for the podcast on Sundays, so I can hopefully quit having technical issues. All right, let's pop back on here. 23. So it's moving, not as fast as some drives like that have an SSD or an M.2 SSD in it, but it is moving, so we can be happy about that. Meantime, what else? What can I put out there for today? Let me take a look here. We are going to hop onto my display. Is this actually going to let us download it? Okay. It would give me a download. I'm not sure which one it is. But we're going to go ahead and make... where are you? Come back here. Whew. We're out of USB ports. Okay, this is getting janky. Give me a moment. We're going to plug in a hub to a dock and see. Yeah, I didn't think so. Oh, yeah, okay. There we go. Multi-boot. We'll wipe this out. We know this is Linux, without a doubt, so let's go ahead and wipe it out. We need to find this PC. Yumi is a good one, if we can find it. Nope, that was modified. Benson. Does it exist in here? Not in 2 terabyte. Let's check the Benson 1. Not existent downloads. See if we can find, looking for a program if I have to. Either that or UFIS. There it is. Alright, use it right in my downloads. We're going to run it as admin. Yes. I agree. We want the multi-boot drive, which is here. We're also going to format it FAT32. And let's look for the distro we want to put on, which should be, there should maybe hopefully have a section for that specific tool. Antivirus tools, system tools. And there it is. And we got to browse to the ISO. And we have a phone ringing. Oh, damn you, it's an 800 service. What do they want? Give me a break, people. Okay, we hung up on them. Feels good. They're not wasting my time, although we should take and waste as much of theirs as possible. Let's browse to the download I just got for this tool. And oh, no idea if this is going to work, but we're going to try and make it work. Okay, so it will not. 14201 CD. What's in here? So there is an ISO in there. Would it need a zip file or the ISO? Let's unzip it just because. Okay. Select your USB zip. So we do indeed need the USB zip. Let's go ahead and grab that. Hopefully it'll find it this time. Yumi, Rufus, I think Pendrive Linux is what it used to be called, one of those. It lets you make bootable USB drives. Wow, this is being a one tough customer on the zip file. How about? Well, it sees the folder, so let's do this. Alright, extract to. Oh, so it does see it. Okay, nice. Let's open that. It did go green, so it should make this for us. We're going to let it format and add our tool. So we're going to click yes. And I should have checked first, but if this don't work, at least you will have, a way, you'll know how to make a password removal tool for Windows 7 or offline account computers. I don't know that it works with Windows 10, 8, or 8.1. I do know it works with 7. Well, let's get this computer plugged in and see. Forgot the password. Let's see what we're dealing with over here. This should be about finished. Okay, copy it over. Copy it over. Okay, and where are we at next? No, I don't want to add any more distros now. Now let's just go ahead and click finish. We'll go back out. Let's say you wanted to make a good utility USB bootable drive. Let's search for Yumi again. We found it. We're going to run it. Run it as admin. I always do, just to avoid issues. Can you run it without it? I don't know. But we'll select our multi-boot drive again, even though we're not really going to do anything with it. I would have it formatted as FAT32 unless you need NTFS for some reason, and in that case some systems may not work. But let's say we wanted to add something else to this. I give up. Forgot what password. We'll have to call. We'll make the call. Back on topic. Say you wanted to, let's go down here. Say you wanted to make the Windows, the offline NT password and registry editor, and then say you also wanted like gparted, which is a partitioning tool, oafcrack, which is another older password, and maybe also have Ultimate Boot CD or Mini Windows XP, if that's still a thing. I'm sure it's out there somewhere. Okay, Hiron's Boot CD, you could do that. You could add all this stuff too. What you do is you select one at a time. Alright, let's just do it. What are we going to add? Let's make a... Let's see what they're asking to. Browse. Is it in downloads? Or actually, I think the ISO is... Okay, so and we don't want to format it. Let's go ahead and hit create. Now it should just add it to it and not wipe out our Windows NT, the offline NT password and registry editor. It should not take that off of there. If it does, it's because I did it out of order. This isn't failing. So right now we're going to have two different tools on here. Hiron's Boot CD, which is a useful tool if you've ever had to use that, and then the offline NT password and registry editor. It is after 5, so I'm going to kill my open sign. I do have the few repairs over here that I'm also working on. We're up to 83%, so that part of it is almost done. Let's get back on here. I'm curious to see, and yet again I have to make another phone call. This is what you get jumping into these repairs without looking ahead of time. Let's go ahead and make this call quick. Give me a moment. The stream will definitely still be going, but I'm going to go ahead and mute this down.
At least for now, because like I told, it's your dad or something?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. I told him, thank you, sir. My grandkids got into it, and we have no idea what to do.
Okay, and that's what the password was for.
Yeah, kind of.
All right, but,
You know,
and you want that
we
taken
were
back off of it.
outside, and they decided it was a good idea to take their laptop
Right. Alrighty, well, we'll go ahead and get that removed, and then that's the only thing it's in here for, is that?
Well, did you turn it on yet?
Not yet, no.
No, you can probably see what I mean. You can turn it on.
Okay.
All right.
Alrighty, we will give you a call back.
I don't know if my husband wants it cleaned out some or not.
I-
Like any of the games you can take off of there.
Alright, you want me to add that to it? Just put that on the paperwork, because the only thing on it is forgot password.
Yeah.
Alright. I will add that to it right now, and we'll get that done and give you a call back as soon as it's done.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. You have a nice day.
You too.
Bye. Alright, some success there. Some success. Hey, we're getting success everywhere. It's not easy. Monkey strength deep inside. Gotta use it. Other people have it. Our repair is going good. Look, I gave you evidence. Success on the phone, success on the repair. Press any key to continue. Let's do it. Alright, so that did that. Now, we're gonna get risque here. Alright, we're gonna try something dumb. Not real dumb, just dumb enough to the point that it might not work for you guys. So, let's unplug. Let's unplug the main monitor and just let the screen go out to you here. That's fine. What we're going to do now is reboot the actual computer, because remember back here on step 3, we scheduled a check disk for the next reboot or restart. Let's go ahead and do that now. Either it's going to come up or it's not. If I switch away, then that's because it didn't work, and then it's coming up to the login screen, which we try not to do that. But I do want to leave it on this feed just in case it tries to send the signal out to the other one. Alright, there's our Dell screen. Hopefully we get a check disk here, so I can show you what this looks like. And once it starts, then we'll plug back in the other monitor. If it doesn't start, well then, we're not intentionally doxing anybody. Okay, we don't want to skip it. We're going to let it go ahead and roll through. Alright, this is check disk at boot. Like whenever you restart your computer, it's going to go through. The worse the drive is, the more it has to scan and then also repair and find bad sectors and attempt to repair those. The more work it has to do, the longer it's going to stick at some parts. Usually 10 or 11% is where it will sit for a long time. I mean long time, like this is the point where you walk away and go do work on another computer, another tab, go do something else with another device. Get a cup of coffee, a piece of pie, whatever. Have a smoke and a pancake, whatever you want to do. That's what you do. Smoke and a pancake. That's what people do, right? 2019? Come on. Alright, so let's switch back to that real quick. It's going to stick at 10%. I'm going to try and plug in the monitor, and hopefully it don't skip past 10% while I'm over here doing other dumb stuff. And go to the login screen. You stay right on that 10, computer. Do you hear me? Okay. So I'm going to skip off of that for now. Do I do it? Do I skip off? Yeah, I should. Let's go back to our above. We have what we need to go forth with this computer. Which they have a funny sound system set up. Gotta love it. Got to love it. We will try and bring this up. We're running out of room on the counter for what we're working on though, people. This is gonna be fun. Let's see if our USB drive worked. We did close Yumi, so we'll go ahead and pull that out. Okay. That's fine. Let's shut this down. We gotta make room over here, people. We really do. How do I pull the screen back up? Well, it's gonna be on check disk for a while. That's one of the last stages for that repair. I'm gonna unplug the HDMI and see if we can't send the signal out to the monitor. I know we can with an HDMI cable, so we're gonna do it that way, because HDMI was the active connection. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's see if we can couple it. I'm just trying to keep, so I know when it gets to the login screen on the desktop we're doing the repair on. It always takes a bit of running around, but I think we can get it. I think we got it. What do you think? Because we don't need KVM control right now. What we do need is a display that's working. Okay, and going, we're still at 10% on that repair there. So, yeah, let that go. We're going to make some room. With our devices. Get them out of the way, and we'll pull our Yumi flash drive over. Let's get a power supply for this. Let's bundle it up. Okay, not a whole lot of room, but enough that we can at least wrap this thing up a little bit. So I checked out a few other repair channels, and there are some people that do stuff, and then they do it live, and they take and edit it down later on to shorter videos. And then they did keep the live, like, full-length archive. And I don't know about recording this and then editing and uploading it later. It would save everybody a lot of time. But then the people that do kind of appreciate the whole live aspect of things kind of get skipped out on. And with the editing, you can't keep it 100% honest. If you have a mistake, you can edit that right out. Where if we make mistakes live, well, we get to burn ourselves. Alright, so what kind of outputs do we have? Can we send something to the system with our USB port? Let's check. Alright, let's check our repair. I doubt it'll pull it. Laptops are never awesome. They never want to cooperate. So we're kind of stuck with looking at a flashy. We got a 60 hertz panel here with a 60 hertz panel on 30 FPS video stream. Ay, ay, ay. If you start twitching or whatever, people, leave it in the comments. Okay, so the problem we have is, if you didn't hear part of the phone call, and let me, wow, I gotta cover up quite a bit. We'll do it though, we'll do it, I'm not scared. This is an older piece of our paperwork. If you can even attempt to see that, it does say forgot password in some nice, some like cursive handwriting, like, yeah, partially cursive, mostly printing. Forgot password on our older piece of paperwork. So if we don't have the password, we gotta remove it. Being that it's a Windows 7 computer, there's a few ways to do that. You have PC login now, which is a hard ISO. I'm getting camera terms and PC terms confused. A hard ISO file to find and download. I don't think there's a working download of it out there. I think there are a couple copies floating around on the torrent sites, and it's not like you're pirating something if you torrent it. It was freely available, and if it's not no more, there may be somebody that has an archive up for PC login now. In other cases, there's Oathcrackworks, if you know how to use that, and it's not always successful. And some of these are very dependent upon the graphics chipset in the computer. On a Windows 7, Windows XP, Vista, maybe even some Windows 8 and 8.1 offline accounts, I think you might be able to remove them. Don't quote me on that, not with all of them. If you had AMD graphics, some of the password tools would not work to remove the password. If you had some, and it was a very few amount, very little amount of AMD or ATI, I guess it would have been at the time, ATI and NVIDIA graphics chips that would not let your tool boot up. So we're going to go ahead and get our USB plugged in. We'll restart this thing, and we're going to attempt on an HP, I think is it F9? Gives us our boot up procedure. We'll probably need FN and F9 for boot options, I hope. It's different on different computers. HP and Dell is real similar. I don't think they're the same company, but they're comparatively the same for comparison's sake. But Dell boot options is F12, F2 to BIOS. HP, I think, is F10 to get into BIOS, and F9 for boot options, if I'm not mistaken. Or just, does anybody remember that old commercial with the kid and the cops, like, pull up by the curb or whatever, and they call him over? And the kid comes over, is like leaning down, looking in the window, and they start telling him about a computer problem. He's like, hit F8 and reboot in safe mode. And it's like the most miraculous repair that he did on the spot. And I think it advertises some job that you're looking at, or looking for, or they're always looking for IT professionals or whatever. Yeah. Okay, so Windows is coming again. I missed it. I think I needed... Maybe these keys are not set up with the FN. They may be set up with the... Or I just could be losing it. Come on, Windows, get with the program. Just for the record, we are on still 10% on our check disk. If there's something you see right there on the KVM monitor, if there's something you need to be doing, do not start a check disk right at the end of the day. You most likely, even on a computer where it's not doing a whole lot, but it's doing something, you're going to sit at that 10 or 11 or maybe 24% for a little while. After this starts, we're going to go ahead and try and get our drive booted. We may need to go into the setup to get it. F9, right? Is it F9 on HP? I hope. Do it live. It's more entertaining. Yeah, but it takes forever. Oh, I'm like, dang, we are at an awesome standstill and it decides it's going to boot up. So we're going to physically shut the computer down all the way. Shut down, dead cold. We're going to do a cold boot up from the off position and try and get booted to that there. Maybe it is an escape. I don't think. But we'll try it. It did say escape for something. We'll try that. For startup options, maybe. Let's see what happens when we hit escape for... Okay, now, hitting escape, we have the startup menu, F1 system info, F2 system diagnostics. F9 is boot device option, so I was right, but you need to get into, I guess, the startup menu for that to work, or maybe not, I don't know. F10 is BIOS setup, or BIOS, or CSM, whatever. F11 system recovery, enter continue startup. We want the old F9 option, and we're going to boot to our ADATA USB flash drive, which is a damn shame I can't show you on. Let's try it. Yeah, it won't flip over from the LCD. And it can't clone it. Alright, I did my usual. I tried. I failed. Laugh about it. Go ahead. I don't mind. Alright, let's get back to our above cam. So, out of our boot list, we have notebook hard drive, and that noise, sorry about that. That looks like the original plastic sticker thing that came on the computer. It's still stuck right in the middle, so I guess it's doing its job, right? We have notebook hard drive, internal CD, DVD, ROM drive, and then the ADATA USB flash drive, which is here, which is our tool. We're going to attempt to boot to that. We should get our Yumi menu. Now let's see what worked and what didn't. I will kill some of the lights to try and make it easier to see the screen with a little less glare. Okay, so we have continue to boot from first hard drive default system tools, other OS and tools. Let's check other OS and tools and see. So we have the Hiren's boot CD there, but we want to go back to the main menu. No default or UI. Oh, so it didn't work. Alright, Control Alt Delete will get us out of here. Let's try our escape. The bad thing about Yumi is it does not always let you go back. I've noticed that. We did other OS and tools. Let's try system tools. Alright. Oh, so maybe it did boot this and I just didn't see it. It did. So we want to boot. Let's just hit boot and see. 47. See, it does require some reading here. No driver, skip automatic disk driver loading. Press enter to boot or give the Linux kernel boot option first if needed. Let's try no drivers. This may not work on this computer, and like I said, it doesn't always work. No such file or directory. Failed IO error. Okay, so our tool, we're going to make a disk quick to try and boot it from the CD drive. And if it fails there, then we know it's not going to work at all. With our laptop. And we're missing our ROM. Our external burner has disappeared, people. It's a sad day. Still at 10%. This one didn't work. Let's try, just out of curiosity's sake, let's pull it and try a different USB port. It could be the drive it's made on. There's a few things to consider whenever this doesn't work. If you can't boot to a USB install media or a utility on a USB drive, and sometimes you need to use a disc like a CD, a DVD. Other times you need to boot with certain whatever, and there was more options there. Drivers BGA ask. Let's try that. Let's see. Yep, it's all failing. So we're going to try a reboot. F9. Again, A data. System tools. Okay, and it's actually booting this time. I don't know what happened last time, but it's actually trying to boot up. So let's lay this down. And all we didn't even have to make another disk. We just literally, we changed the USB port. I don't think, yeah, we're not getting nothing on the repair screen, so we'll get you in there as far as possible. Alright, step 1, select disk partition where the Windows installation is. D.O.A. Windows install. We gotta start reading. No Windows. Oh. Okay, possible. So it did its thing. It read the drive. Possible Windows installations found. 1, SDA 2. Please select partition by number or select 1. 1. Mounting. Ooh. Whole bunch on the screen. So we're either fritzing out or working. It's been, I'm going to say it's been a good 5 years since I've used this tool. This is the first Windows 7 computer I've had come in front of me with a forgotten password in a long time. Quit, show the rest. So R shows the rest. Okay, select which part of the registry to load. Use predefined choices or list the files with space as delimiter. It's hard reading this white text sometimes. Alright. Is that just pulsing like a nut? Alright. I apologize. Let me turn the autofocus off. That's what it does. That's that. That's that autofocus for you. Gotta love it. Alright, now that that's stopped, we're gonna have a crappy screen. But hey, at least it's not pulsing, trying to freak you out. Password reset with Sam. Load almost all recovery console parameters. We want to hit 1 for the password reset. After hitting 1 for whatever it came up with, password reset, Sam in parentheses. Step 3, password or registry edit, and it gives you some info. Sam from header, system root, Main interactive menu, loaded hives, edit user data and passwords, list groups, registry editor now with full right support. We're going to go with 1 again and hit enter. So we can see that there's administrators, guest, home group user, and owner. Owner is the one that we want to unlock. Admin. Lock, disllock. So let's check out 3E9 is the default option that it has set right here. Tell me that's not a touch screen. Please enter the user number RD. E9. 3E9. We'll try that. Oh, tell me. Okay, hold on. Please enter user number RID or 0 to exit. So we want 03E9. 03E9. Oh, it's making a liar out of me. Or 0 to exit. Quit. Then in registry, please report this. if I quit, what does that get me? Let's hit 0 because it's obviously giving us an error. Zero does not exit us, I'm sorry. It's like I bumped a key and got us somewhere else. We're going to type exit just because and see if it works. You really want to exit, type reboot, or press Control-Alt-Delete. Okay, so let's go with Control-Alt-Delete. We're going to try and go through this again without bumping any keys. I think we hit a Control key. Control is what often gives you that up arrow and the funny symbols. Am I losing it? I did. I unplugged the dang drive. No wonder it's not working. Huh. Okay. Control-Alt-Delete. I didn't even see the error in my ways there. I physically unplugged the flash drive. Okay, let's go with F9. That's a horrible sound. I apologize. We want the ADATA flash drive. System tools. Select your USB. We're going to hit enter to boot. Let it do its thing. And go through our info again. I'm going to stop trying to balance the computer and type. So the disk that shows up, we're going to want, it's going to select 2. And it tells you right in the middle here, don't panic. Usually the defaults are okay. Just press enter all the way through the questions. Step 1, select disk partition where the Windows installation is. Let's go for 2. It may not have been done, but 190 SDA1 is NTF, no Windows there. And yeah, so it was still doing what it was doing. If we have to restart it, we do. Okay. So we're gonna, it's already 1. We're gonna hit enter. It mounts the drive. There's more. R, show the rest. Password reset, we're going to enter 1, which is already our default. Hit enter. We want to edit user data and passwords. Hit 1 again, which is already listed. Please enter user number ID or 0. And it has our 3E9 selected. Okay, now is where we're going to pay attention. Administrator, which has 2 members. Home users, which has 3 members. And we have the username of owner on the computer, who is an admin. And we want to select 1, clear blank user password. Select Q quit. No, we want 1. Try login with no password. Let's see. I don't think they have no password, but we'll try it. Promote user. They already add user to group. Remove user from a group. Quit editing user. Back to user select. Yeah, I don't know you. You can leave. Okay, so it's just going to keep telling us the same thing over and over. Password don't expire. Normal account. Password not required is what it's saying about this user account. So let's go ahead and hit exit and see if we can't. Oh yeah, Q for quit. List groups. Registry editor with no full writer support. Let's check it out. 9. What to do? 1 9. Question mark for help. Let's do Q for quit and get out of here. There's There's something to save. Q for quit. Again. Positive changed. Name Sam. Okay. Step 4, writing block changes. About to write files back. Do it? Yes. New run? No, is our default. And then we're going to Control-Delete to reboot now. Let's go see. It's saying it thinks the password is blank. I don't think it is. But we'll test it out quick. That's basically how you can get in. You just have to read if you use the Windows NT offline, or I forget the name of it. Offline NT password and registry editor tool. That's how you would use it. After you go in and make the changes, don't forget to save them or write them to disk on the way out. And once you do that, you're good to go. Unless we selected the wrong user, which could be. I didn't see multiple user accounts on the computer when it booted up, but it was asking for a password. It's an old tool, but it's a good tool. It can be a little sketchy. I often think I bump the key and send it on a task before doing it, and then I try to do it and it tells me failed. So we brought it up to a password screen the first time, and now boom, we're up to the screen where there's no password. So it obviously did what it was supposed to. Like I said, if you use it, just be careful. Read what you're doing. There's a few of them. PC login now, oath crack, offline NT password, and registry editor. And I'm sure there's a few others out there. PC login now 2.0 is the version you want. I'm not even sure you can find it anywhere, but it's a good one. It works pretty good. You boot up a CD, but it's the one, it is real picky about running on certain AMD/ATI and certain mobile graphics chipsets, basically NVIDIA and AMD or ATI, whatever you want to call it. It will have issues booting up. Just for the record, let's take a look. Let's unplug my HDMI cable temporarily. We're going to plug into the repair and watch it burn me alive on the live stream. We're still at 10% on this check disk. So if you plan on doing a check disk and it has some repairing to do, make sure you give yourself adequate time. If you 100% need that computer today, do it with lots of time to spare. As for now, I want to take and put that back onto the other monitor because I want to see it when it comes up. That way we don't have the user account info splashed all over the place. And this is what I'm trying to wrap up today for them to come pick up, so I'm kind of waiting it out. Password removed. Now we're going to do a little bit of a cleanup on the computer itself and make it great again. So we solved a few things. I think this is where I'm going to tune out. We will cover the rest of this here, the Windows repair tool. Basically, after it does this check disk, you open up the main repairs, and it's mostly automated. You can go through and do the stuff manually if you want on the Windows repair tool, but it's really good about doing it automatically. And if you can, when you do the main repairs, have the computer rebooted in safe mode, I absolutely recommend doing it. Things can get a little dicey whenever you don't have it rebooted in safe mode. Some computers just, whether it's a wonky factory load from the manufacturer, Dell, HP, Toshiba, whoever, whatever manufacturer, I've had it happen with pretty much every manufacturer in a wonky load of Windows. If it won't reboot to safe mode, or another instance where you try to use the Windows repair tool and the user has a password set up, but they don't use the password, they now use a PIN, you're not going to reboot in safe mode on Windows 10 and use that PIN most of the time. I'm not saying 100%, but most of the time you'll try to reboot to safe mode with the Windows repair tool. It'll come up to the PIN screen, and it's either going to lock itself into a loop. You may or may not get out of it, but you're not going to get it. I've never got it booted into safe mode personally. Not saying it can't happen. it always just ends up with something else. We go in, boot the computer normally, go in, remove the pin, use the default password if the the owner can remember it, and then we reboot the safe mode, type in the password, and send the repairs on its way. But here, we're going to get a little bit of cleanup on this started. First place, when you start any type of cleanup on a computer, go into the control panel and see what is happening in there. Switch from your ever popular default category view over to small icon so you get your long list of links. Let's see if we can duplicate this. It should duplicate by default, right? Maybe. It's going to give us something rather than nothing. Screen resi. Multiple monitors. Duplicate these displays. Sure, why not? Let's hit OK. Okay. There. Oop, wrong mouse. There we are. So we're going to go in and remove a few things from the control panel. I would recommend going here and get what you can out with the control panel. Looking at the date of everything installed, you can see back to when Windows was actually installed on the computer originally. 2011. So that goes back, what? Oh, what year is it? 19? And that's 2011. 8 years. Well, there you have it. And from what this appears to be, this is not a cut corner computer. This is an HP Pavilion G6. By far not the best computer, but nonetheless a good computer comparatively to the cut corner ones without proper cooling or one RAM slot or just missing components, all missing stuff that is vital to the life of a computer altogether. This one has it in it. We're not gonna totally slam it because it's 8 years old, where there's other computers that come in here dead after a year, 2 years. Those $139, $149, $99 laptops, they're disposable, like a pop can, like taking bottles to the recycling center. Disposable, to be remanufactured into something else. Don't buy them. Don't buy them. Don't throw away your life on them. Anyhow, let's look here. We're going to go with installed. What you want to pull out here, toolbars. Okay, toolbars, bogus programs that got installed with other stuff. Like if you got for some reason, if you're running Windows 7 still, upgrade to like 8, 8.1 or 10 soon. Anyhow, if you got your Adobe Flash Player from some other source other than Adobe, more often than not, you're going to get other software bundled with that Flash Player. Go in and uninstall it here. Our ever popular Bing bar. Let's remove it. 10% still, people. That's where we're at. That's what we're doing with our life. Everybody needs some of that 10% in their life. We just need it. I want to sit at 10% for the rest of the day. Do you know what I'm saying? We like it. 10%. Who wants 100? 10%'s good enough. Send it. Go with it. And with that, friends, I'm going to leave you. This poor sap here is going to be great again after we finish the repairs. This one's underway. We're going to solve this tomorrow on the live stream, I think, as well as hopefully make some green screen type stuff. Not at all necessary. You do not need green screens or black screens to do a computer repair, but it can make it more fun if you're doing live streams and whatnot. So, yeah. But I'm going to leave you with that. If I screwed it up more than usual, you know, let's type down here, leave a comment, leave some hate. I don't mind. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Think about subscribing. Check out the same zany stuff on DT Computers Facebook page. There is a group over there, a help and support thing. I want to start posting there. But other than me, I want to start getting other people to post there to help other people out, answer questions, make a little bit of a community there. Hopefully get somebody into it that will be into it helping, or not somebody, a lot of somebodies. That would be ideal. But have a good evening, a good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Get the word out there. We're getting our hands dirty. Sometimes daily, sometimes not daily. Let's get it out there and fix some stuff together. Learn about fixing it. Thank you for watching. I will see you tomorrow. I'm gonna be here doing this. How do you end it? Shit.